In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll check in at the long-awaited opening of the new Falmouth Senior Center, stop by the Carousel of Light as they offer the first rides of the season, and visit North Falmouth Elementary to experience their outdoor learning spaces. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. Falmouth's new Senior Center recently celebrated its opening with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. We spoke to Senior Center Director Jill Bishop, who discussed the plan to phase in services and programs for seniors, and FCTV got a first-hand look at what the new spaces and amenities have to offer.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jill Irving Bishop. I am the director of the Senior Center, where actually our department name is now Senior Services. This project actually started many years ago, probably over 12 years ago. I know 10 years that I've been working on the project myself. The construction was completed back in last March of 2020 when we were originally going to have our grand opening. On March 13th, the world shut down with the COVID pandemic. Our original grand opening was scheduled for March 20th of 2020. So we shifted in what my staff was doing to kind of help seniors through the pandemic, through a lot of outreach, support services, Zoom services, food distribution we took on, and a big part of the vaccination rollout. So we still maintained a lot of what we were doing here at the Senior Center, even though our facility was closed. So all of the tours that we're doing, the comments are fun to hear because when people come into the facility, they've been looking at it from the outside for so long. So when they come in and see the environment we've created, the space, the flow of the space, the flexibility of the space, and the opportunities for, we all created a space that is programming and then space that is for socializing and activities. So it's fun to hear the comments. What we're going to do as we ramp up our programming, we're going to ask people to continue to be patient because we have a lot of new program of services that we will get up and fully functioning as one of our goals. So we're excited for this. And I think the community is as well. When we decide about the space needs and the flow of the space, I really wanted to take the viewpoint of the participant. So, for instance, if you call the Senior Center, you're going to get a person. You walk into the Senior Center, you're going to meet with a person, so they're going to be able to help you whether you're signing up for a program or service or asking questions or needing assistance checking in. It's very customer service, personal customer service that we wanted to have. We also have that on the second floor because we do have 2 floors. So on the second floor, what would happen is we have a hallway of professional services, and they are all confidential type of meetings, and it will be a nice check-in point for people to check in with somebody as they wait for their appointment. In that professional service hallway, our outreach coordinator office is there, meeting with clients. Our clinical social workers there as well, meeting with clients and helping people with resources. We have a significant amount of volunteers. We have legal advisory, we have financial advisory, we have gadget tech support, we have Shine Insurance, open enrollment, and assistance with all of that. So we have spaces in this corridor which can meet with clients on an individual basis. And also in that hallway, we have a health office where we can run our programs with our VNA weekly wellness checkups, like blood pressure or talk to a nurse, our Reiki or pedicure. So that's a nice private confidential hallway. I'm going to go back to the first floor for a minute. We have a very large multi-purpose room. which will house a number of our larger functions, whether it's our larger wellness classes, educational programs, or big social functions in our room. We also, on the first floor, have designed we call it a cafe libraries area. So it's a nice sitting area that also goes out to an enclosed patio because we're going to offer a cafe service. So you can come and have coffee, a muffin, breakfast, some lunch, socialize with your friends, and just relax, read a newspaper. So it's a nice setting to, whether it's before a program or after a program, a lot of people like to connect with their friends, and this space allows for that. We're excited to see everybody come in and start to participate and see each other. We do ask that people continue to be patient as we do ramp up our programs to fully functioning. This is a beautiful center. I think the community is going to be really happy. The center is about and for the seniors. It's about us creating programs for our senior residents, which is the largest population in Falmouth and continues to grow. It's for Falmouth residents age 60 and up, and we're looking forward to all of the opportunities we're going to have. We're excited about this, so we hope you are too.
The new Senior Center is located at 780 Main Street, adjacent to the Gus Canty Community Center. Thanks to Jeff Wyman for that story. It's time now for 3 Things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
Falmouth held a special town meeting Monday, June 28th, to discuss articles that were not addressed earlier in the year when the spring town meeting was held virtually. Among the articles was Article 15, which asked town meeting to change Christopher Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. After a lengthy and spirited debate, town meeting passed the article by a count of 110 to 57.
Changing the second Monday of October to Indigenous Peoples Day is something that has happened with a number of cities in the state of Massachusetts, and the state is also getting a bill that addresses this. So I believe we should reject the amendment, keep the article as written, and that will keep us in sync with other efforts to make Indigenous Peoples Day on the second Monday of October.
Along the same lines, a second petitioner article asked town meeting to acknowledge the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe at all public meetings by reading a statement before certain meetings in town acknowledging the land originally being that of the Wampanoag.
To see if the town will vote to institute a town-wide policy whereby a statement shall be made at the beginning of Falmouth town meeting and Falmouth Public Schools graduations, and voluntarily at town board and committee meetings and at other Town of Falmouth and Falmouth Public Schools events. To respectfully acknowledge that the town of Falmouth is the traditional ancestral homeland of the Wampanoag tribe, who have inhabited and been custodians of this land, viewed as their sacred homeland for at least 12,000 years, and take any additional action pertaining thereto.
A discussion on eminent domain was addressed in Article 9 regarding a property at 241 Scranton Avenue, asking town meeting to allow a permanent easement of the property to correct the front property line along the west side of Scranton Avenue. Town meeting voted down the article so that town administration may have time to take care of the issue more effectively and come to a proper conclusion which suits both the town and the property owner.
Creating 2 curb cuts and taking the land, which I'm sure Mr. O'Brien would agree to. But other than that...
So I think other than negotiating on town meeting, don't pass this by 2/3 and let the administration fix it before November. And then we'll give them the money they need for it.
Okay.
That's the way this should be done. This type of stuff shouldn't be at town meeting. This
right.
is somebody not able to do their job, is what it is.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. It's now time for our calendar segment. On July 15th, join Highfield Hall and Gardens as they launch their summer lecture series under the tent with Courtney Madison discussing Uniting Art and Science to Conserve Our Changing Seas. Courtney is an internationally acclaimed artist whose work raises awareness for the protection of our blue planet. Registration is free and information can be found at highfieldhallandgardens.org. There's a fair in the air in East Falmouth as the Barnstable County Fair kicks off on Monday, July 19th and runs until July 25th. The fair will be welcoming a full slate of entertainment to the main stage and the grounds, along with traditional favorites such as agricultural exhibits, local artisans and vendors, and fried food favorites. Go to CapeCodFairgrounds.com for schedule information. Also beginning on July 19th, bring your appetites to St. Barnabas Episcopal Church as they begin their annual Lobsters on the Lawn weekly summer event. This family-friendly picnic-style dinner is open to all. Eat on the lawn, sit at a table, or take a meal home. Lobsters are served from 4:30 to 6:30 every Monday evening through August 9th. Don't forget to join us on July 22nd at 7 p.m. for the next virtual installment of our open mic series, Poetic License. Sign up for another night of poetry and prose, stories and songs, with entertainment provided by you and your friends and neighbors. July's suggested theme is red, white, or blue. Pre-register by Wednesday, July 21st to receive your Zoom login information. Check out fctv.org for more details. And finally, beginning on July 26th, FCTV will be offering the first of 2 week-long stop-motion animation courses. Children ages 6 through 12 will learn to make short animated videos using claymation stop-motion techniques, which are then replayed on FCTV Public Channel 13 and FCTV's website. Registration is limited, and information can be found at fctv.org. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll check in with the Falmouth Beach Superintendents. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Jeff Rose. I'm a certified recovery coach with the Substance Use Disorder Program here at the Community Health Center of Cape Cod. As a part of our ongoing commitment to our community, I would like to discuss some difficult topics surrounding substance use disorder. The nationally opioid overdose rates have been on the rise since the arrival of the synthetic opioid fentanyl. Data collection has shown the death counts for overdoses have increased from May 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Massachusetts, local overdose data reports show that Falmouth saw a rise in overdoses by 20% from 2019 to 2020. Even without a fatal outcome, addiction impacts the health and well-being of our community. Loss of employability, productivity, physical and emotional health impairments to those suffering from addiction and our loved ones, and reduces the quality of life. But in treatment, we find hope. Research has shown the increase of success for long-term sobriety with the use of medications used to treat addiction, such as Suboxone, Methadone, and Vivitrol. Sometimes people are met with stigma, even in healthcare settings. To help decrease stigma, we educate ourselves and others of the chronic disease of addiction by advocating for those who need treatment. With recovery coaching, our peer support model, we are able to identify and decrease barriers of care and build relationships with our recoveries. Since the founding more than 20 years ago, we have remained committed to our mission to improve the health of our community through the provision and comprehensive, high-quality, compassionate health care to all, regardless of the ability to pay. Our vision to the healthcare home of choice, reflecting communities' needs, empowering individuals towards long life wellness. To learn more about our substance use program and services at the Community Health Center of Cape Cod, call us at 508-477-7090 or visit us online at chcofcapecod.org.
Welcome back. With the summer beach season in full swing, FCTV spoke to Beach Department Superintendents Bruce Magato and Maggie Clayton to get an overview of maintenance, beach rules, and how the department is dealing with staffing issues this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Clayton. I'm one of the beach superintendents for the town of Falmouth, and we are 1 week into our full 2021 season. Our program looks a little bit different this year due to a lifeguard shortage and some post-pandemic issues, but we're proud to be continuing to serve the community of Falmouth with safety and our professionalism that we always have.
My name is Bruce Magaro. I'm a co-beach superintendent with Maggie Clayton here at the Falmouth Beaches. And quite frankly, I'm delighted and thrilled to be back in my old roles. Right now, I'm presently responsible for most of the maintenance, which has been a challenge because of the low numbers of employees that the DPW can hire. So we're sort of not ready where we want to be, but we're going to put everything we can into it to get ready for this busy weekend. Right now, we're picking up a lot of trash. The beaches are becoming very heavily used as a result of the good weather, which is good. It's wonderful. Helps bring revenues to the town, but it also, the aftermath is a lot to keep up with. So we're doing the best we can, and I appreciate everybody's patience.
Stay safe. No alcohol, no smoking on the beaches. Stay hydrated, wear sunscreen, and we hope you enjoy your visit or time in Falmouth.
Go to the Beach Department page at falmouthma.gov to get up-to-the-minute information about beach staffing and parking. Thanks to Jeff Wyman for that story. The Carousel of Light reopened just in time for the 4th of July weekend with a ribbon-cutting ceremony that occurred on July 1st on the lawn of the Mullen Hall School. School-aged visitors were given free access to ride the carousel horses that underwent painstaking refurbishment by local volunteer Joseph Gregg in space donated by Highfield Hall and Gardens.
Now, this year is special for a couple of reasons. One, because last year, of course, the horses, along with all of us, had to quarantine so that they stayed healthy during the pandemic. But they're back, and they're better than ever, because while the horses were in quarantine, our good friend Joseph Gregg helped us restore all the horses. So he lovingly and painstakingly sanded down, repainted, and refinished these beautiful horses, one at a time, with his own love and his own hands. And you all know, because you're here, what a special part of the Falmouth community the Carousel is. A group of dedicated volunteers and some amazing employees make the Carousel work, and we're thrilled to be back today to kick off our 7th summer. 7th, right?
Yeah. Would have been 8.
All right, now we're going to need your help. We're going to count down from 3 when I say go, and then we're going to cut the ribbon for another season of the Carousel of Light. Everybody with me. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So as you can hear behind me and you can see all around me, kids of all ages are here for our first ride here at the Carousel of Light. And we are so grateful to have the support of the community and to have people enjoying this beautiful day as we kick off another season here at the Carousel. We are very, very grateful that Superintendent Lori Dorr and Angie Scott Price from the Select Board also came to show their support, because without the support of the community, the school committee, the Select Board, we wouldn't be here. So here we are for another season right down here at Mullen Hall School, and take some time to come on down this summer and make a merry-go-round memory for yourself. First ride of the season on the Carousel of Light. Come join us.
Thanks to FCTV member Gunnar Keenat for covering that special event. A solemn interfaith memorial service for those lost to COVID-19 was held Sunday, June 27th on the Falmouth Public Library lawn. The service was sponsored by the Falmouth Clergy Association, Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, Falmouth Enterprise, Falmouth Hospital, Falmouth Cares, and Falmouth Community Television. Here are just a few scenes from the service.
Hi, my name is Nell Fields. I'm the minister at the Wacoit Congregational Church. This evening we are having a community interfaith service in memory of people who died of COVID this past year. We will be reading names of people from Falmouth, people associated with Falmouth, so we can honor and remember them. We have clergy from a variety of faith traditions, and after we have some words in memory, we have words of gratitude and words of hope. So we're really looking forward to this because we have not gathered as a community.
Unanticipated grief. A community gathers to mourn, give thanks, and offer hope. O God, beyond all naming, we come to you this evening to grieve, give thanks, and to offer hope.
I do not know where we go when we die. I do not know what death is or why. But this I know for certain. A song, once it is sung, is never unsung. A life once lived cannot be unlived. And love, once it is loved, cannot be unloved.
May our hearts be open to all the peoples and nations of the earth. May we recognize the goodness and beauty that you have sown in each of us, and thus forge bonds of unity, common projects, and shared dreams. Amen.
Nam Yo Renge Kyo. Nam Yo Renge Kyo. Nam Yo Renge Kyo.
Cross the abyss. Cross the abyss. Cross the abyss.
Fred Joseph Ravens. Raymond Reeves. Kelly Hurley Regan. Jean Sampson.
Sha la 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 lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Keep me in your heart for a while. Keep me in your heart for a while.
The service can be seen in its entirety on FCTV Public Channel 13 and the FCTV website next week. Thanks to Anthony Sedera for that piece. We're going to take a quick break to hear about an adoptable dog from Friends of Falmouth Dogs. And when we return, we'll visit the new outdoor learning spaces at North Falmouth Elementary. Stay with us.
Don't let Brenda's serious bulldog pit bull demeanor fool you. She is super affectionate. Going for walks, getting lots of belly rubs, and being near her human friends makes Brenda very happy. She is 3 years old, spayed, up to date on all shots, and is in very good health. Don't let her compact size fool you, though. She has 56 pounds of power in her short little legs. Brenda has enjoyed meeting people at the shelter and seems to love everyone. It will be best to have Brenda live as the only pet in the home since she is not a fan of other dogs, and we have not had the opportunity to have her interact with cats. If you are looking for a loyal companion that will love you unconditionally, call Friends of Falmouth Dogs at 508-548-7742 to meet the lovely Brenda.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. In August 2020, the Falmouth Outdoor Learning Committee, a subcommittee of the Rotary Club of Falmouth, was formed in an effort to help keep students safe during the pandemic by creating outdoor learning spaces. After 1 year, generous funding, and many man-hours, permanent tents will be installed at all 7 Falmouth public schools by the end of summer.
So our outdoor learning spaces here at North Falmouth range from our new permanent outdoor learning classroom tent that's behind me to even simple things like log chairs around our garden areas. And we also have sun sails that are coming soon. So really we were able to utilize our entire school grounds to become an outdoor classroom. So we were really lucky this year that a group of citizens in Falmouth really sort of banded together. We had the folks from the Rotary Club were a big part of the volunteer effort here, and then we had our newly formed Outdoor Learning Committee. So really those two groups together have been tremendously helpful in establishing our outdoor classrooms and learning spaces and our recess spaces and helping us to maintain them. So for a while when we had more restrictions for social distancing for recess, the Rotary Club came and they would paint lines on our field so that teachers knew where they had established zones to go for recess. They were here to help set up our outdoor learning tent and just really have been a resource to us throughout the entire school year. And now we have spaces that we will be using next year and years to come. They've become a permanent improvement, I think, an enhancement to our instructional repertoire here at the school.
It's definitely really fun to learn outside and be like sitting next to your friends without a mask on, but still like keeping a distance.
The wind problem, like right now it's very windy and blowing our books around, it gets kind of annoying. But on the top there's like a tent. It blocks the wind from blowing everything around.
I think for this year, it was a necessary support. We were looking for ways to have more instructional time that felt a little less restrictive, so outdoors was the safest option. So in the short term, it meant that. In the long term, I think what we've realized is the tremendous benefit of students being outdoors more often. One, from a health perspective, but also from, it ranges from things like engagement. Kids are really engaged working on a science lesson when they're out in the environment here. We can learn about erosion on our own hillside and have a classroom that we can then kind of pull back to and do more of a discussion or a follow-up activity without having to go all the way back into the building. You notice a calm over the students when they're working outdoors in a peaceful place like this. So the long-term benefit is really what we're discovering now and is very clear. We're excited to take advantage of going forward.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that story. According to the Centers for Disease Control, tick-borne diseases like Lyme disease and others are on the rise. So protecting yourself and your family is very important at all times of the year. Back in 2019, we checked in with Larry Dapsis from the Cape Cod Cooperative Extension to get some important information, which is still current today.
Hi, I'm Larry Dapsis. I'm the entomologist with Cape Cod Cooperative Extension, and basically I'm your county bug guy. So I cover ants to yellow jackets, but today we're going to focus on a discussion of ticks. And tick-borne illnesses on Cape Cod is pretty significant. In fact, Cape Cod, Barnstable County is the 4th highest incidence rate of Lyme in the state. So we need to be aware of this and take precautions. And so where do we find these ticks? Well, look behind me. I'm here on a lawn out in the open, and they're not going to find ticks here. But as soon as I get into that brush and leaf litter and shade where it's high humidity, that's where the ticks thrive, okay? And basically tick season starts January 1st and goes to December 31st. So it's a season-long thing that we have to be aware of. The adult stage ticks basically come out in September, and they're with us until April into May. So the ticks are active even in winter. They make antifreeze. And then in the spring, say early May until mid to late August, we have the nymph stage tick of the deer tick. And that's significant because they are the size of a poppy seed. So this stage is most likely to elude a tick check, and that stage is responsible for 85% of all tick-borne diseases. Now those nymph stage ticks, they are down in leaf litter, okay? So the first place they attach to are your shoes. Those adult stage ticks that come out September, you might find them on vegetation up to a couple feet off the ground, okay? So you might find them attached to, your pant cuff or around your knee or a little bit higher. But if you find a tick on your head, it started down low and crawled up. They don't jump out of trees. So what do we do to protect ourselves? For my money, and based on experience, permethrin-treated clothing and footwear is the most effective tool in the box. And you can go to any garden center now and get this product. And you treat fabric and it'll keep its activity through 6 washings. And what I found is that permethrin isn't just a repellent. I found that in my research, if a tick has 60 seconds of contact time, that tick is guaranteed to die. We have to consider protecting our pets as well. Can animals carry ticks into a house? Sure. But when a deer tick is in a household environment, that's much lower ambient humidity. So that tick is going to die within a few hours. So if you have a tick attached to you, don't panic. You want to have just pointy tweezers available. Just grab that tick by the head as close to your skin as you can get it and gently pry straight up. And if you see something left behind, don't panic. That's only the beak of a mouth part, so it's no worse than, it's like a wood splinter. Hit it with a little Neosporin and it's going to dissolve in a couple days. Stay tick safe.
The Cape Cod Cooperative Extension is an excellent resource for information on pest management and on the prevention and education of tick-borne illnesses. Their website address is capecodextension.org. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from the annual reading of the Declaration of Independence from the Falmouth Museums on the Green. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.
In Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed,